Now that we looked at reasons why not to invest into young leaders, let's look at some ways that Jesus invested in young leaders. There are 6 principles plus a passage from the Bible with each that demonstrates what Jesus did. I recommend pausing the video and reading the Bible passage referenced to have the full context. The first passage is John 1:42. We should seek and recognize their potential. This is what Jesus did with Simon Peter. He immediately called out his potential. It's possible that you will be the one calling out the potential of young people in your fusion. The second passage is Mark 3:13-14. Invite to cooperate. Jesus invited his disciples to be with him, and early on, he sent them to preach. Do you need to organize the weekend event, check cables before a concert, or set up snacks? Invite young people to help. The biggest mistake we can make in this regard is to think that the youth won't want to help. Inviting young people to help is an important step and a sign of trust. The third passage is Matthew 10:5-10. Give specific tasks and detailed instructions. Here Jesus gives his disciples clear and specific instructions of where to go and what to do. Jesus could have done all this himself and probably done it even better, but he chooses his disciples. It was a chance for them to participate in God's work and learn something. But Jesus was practical too. He realized that without clear instructions, the task might be too confusing for the disciples. We should not underestimate the value of very detailed explanations accompanying giving out tasks to young people. The fourth passage, Luke 9:18-22. Ask and answer questions. Jesus engaged in discussions with his disciples where he both responded to their questions and asked some of his own. We should make space and time for teenagers to ask us questions and also realize that asking them questions is a valuable part of their learning process. Plus, just listening to them goes a long way. The fifth passage is Mark 9:14-31. Seize the moments where they can learn and give feedback. In this passage, the disciples were unable to deal with the evil spirit. Jesus jumps in to help, but also teaches them something through their failure. Giving feedback to young people is really important, but we shouldn't just jump on them when they mess up. We should always give a mixture of positive and negative feedback, mentioning some things that went well and some things to improve. And the sixth and last passage is Matthew 26:17-30. And the principle is, be an example. This is the passage where Jesus washes his disciples' feet, showing them through his life that the true essence of leadership comes from humble service and putting others before oneself. If we do not set the example ourselves and teach young people how to have a servant's heart, they will not understand that the essence of Christians' leadership is love for other people.